Zach, we were talking to Robert yesterday, and he was kind of poking fun at us because we keep all the stats during practice and everything like that. And he said that's not how they measure things, right? The results or the process. How do you kind of measure each day? What are you looking for when you sit down and watch the film when you're going over practice?
Yeah, well, it's we're not competing for to win a game or anything in practice because there's all different situations we plan for. They throw us in tougher situations. They throw us in base downs where we got a lot of space where it's maybe harder on the defense. So we're practicing repetition of all these different situations, and so you can't really grade stats or how many touchdowns or how many yards because every play is really kind of what we're grading. We're kind of grading like how did we do on that one play. And then that's how you kind of think like, I think I've said this before, you don't look at the whole practice and say, how was practice today? It's like, how did I do on some of these plays and what plays can I get better at?
What are your thoughts just as you're entering your first preseason game?
Yeah, I'm excited, man. I'm excited. It's going to be good to prepare, just to get back into, a season. It's crazy how fast it flies by from college to now, preparing with these guys. I feel like we're learning a lot, and we still got a lot of time to just keep learning. We're learning now. We got a lot of learning this week. And when we see these different opponents, it's going to be great for us.
Robert mentioned a play today where CJ got his hand on the ball. How much of you are trying to say, like, okay, let me see if I can do this on this play? You said afterwards, you said, I'll do the check down next time. But in practice, how much are you kind of, I don't know if experimenting is the right word, but just trying some things?
No, yeah, for sure. And, taking care of the ball is 100% a quarterback's job. And one of my goals when I came out here and I got drafted was just like, how can I adapt to this NFL game as quickly as I can? And I can't be afraid to make mistakes, especially in practice. This isn't a game. This is where I'm learning what I can get away with and what I can't. And so, there's times where, maybe in a real game I probably wouldn't throw that. But it's times where I'm like, well, let me try right here and see what I can get away with. And it's, as we get closer to a game, you have to start teaching yourself, in that situation, what, CJ got a hand on it, he made the play, and so it's like, okay, well, next time in that situation, that same look, I'm going to check the ball down. And so that's what we practice for, is to be able to play situations out like that.
Practice, are you hard on yourself after things like that?
Yeah, 100%. I'm always hard on myself. Even on a good day, I'm leaving, and when I say hard on myself, I wouldn't say it's hard to the fact where I'm frustrated and I get upset and emotional, but more of just the fact that I expect so much out of myself, but I know it's a process. So it's like, okay, well, let's get back in the film room and what can I learn today, and can I apply it tomorrow?
When you're watching film, the practice film, like what things are you picking out so you can improve going into the next day?
Yeah, it's smart. It's small things like that. Seeing how our defense plays, they do a good job of playing soft and not letting us throw the ball at the top of them, so we can't get greedy. It's being able to come out of that, find the depth of those backers, and kind of see, okay, next time I feel like he's this deep, I'm just going to check it down. If I feel this, say we've had prior looks where I've been able to hit that, then you kind of get a feel for what they're able to give you on those different looks. And so we get back in the film room, and you're thinking to yourself, okay, something's not here. How quickly can I move on in my progression? That's the stuff we're looking for. It's just how quickly can I just go through all my reads.
Your coaches have said you're good at ignoring the outside noise. Is that something you've always been good at, or is that something you had to learn 3 years of playing quarterback?
Yeah, I think I really learned it at BYU just because, the ups and downs of the journey that come with playing quarterback, and I understand it's part of the position. I think that's there's a lot more pros than there is cons, and, it doesn't really tell the story when other people are watching. They don't understand how detailed and what my reads are, what I'm thinking, what a receiver's doing. They don't understand any of that stuff, and that's why that's why we keep our circle within us, and we do what we're supposed to do as far as just learning what we're supposed to be learning. And so just ignoring the outside noise and listening to what my coaches say.
Robert said that you asked questions about scheme to him and to Jeff. Have you always been like that? Did you do that at BYU with your defensive coaches? And what are you looking to get from
Yeah,
that?
and it's really, the reason I went to Coach Sala just to talk ball was just, I want to know some of the differences between coverages in the NFL and college. You see quarters, cover 3, cover 2. It's like everyone knows the base coverages, but it's like in the NFL, they'll throw a little wrinkle in there. Hey, against this look, this is this guy's job. And so I just wanted to know, hey, what are these guys thinking? If we throw these things at them, how are they playing it? And it's just adapting to the NFL game. And I just love talking ball, and he's got some great insight. Super smart guy.
I remember one time I was talking to Mike, and he said that you guys do a pure progression. So obviously the 1, 2, 3, right? So the one's not there, how do you go to like number 2, number 3, and like how quick you have to be, things of that nature? Like, what are you trying to see? What are you trying to look for? Things of that.
Yeah, every play is different, and I think that's what's so cool is we have our keys. You know, we come out pre-snap, we find what we think has the best shot on that play, but we're still going to set for certain things. If a defense gives it to us, we're going to take it. So, you know, part of what we're all getting better at is when they take something away, how quickly can I move on to the next? How quickly can I progress? And you know, things break down, you think you have a play, and all of a sudden they take it away, and how quickly can I move on to my next option? And so that's what's cool about the pure progressions is you kind of have options against no matter what a defense gives you, and it's how quickly can I just work through those.
And also in college, one thing that people loved about you was your playmaking ability. Obviously, NFL defensive linemen, linebackers, safety, they're a lot faster, so they can close in on when you're kind of playing off script. So what's the balance between playing off script and still staying on schedule?
Yeah, well, I think in camp, here's the thing. I would say an off-script playmaking ability comes naturally in the game. I think when you have kind of just done that your whole life and you get in a real game and things break down, you kind of just naturally have a feel to like get out of the pocket, you know, make plays, find guys. So really what I'm trying to train myself to do out here is not do that. And how can I just focus on staying in this pocket, guys around me, and going through my reads in tight windows, and then, you know, naturally in a game when I get that pressure, it'll just, you know, get me out of the pocket and work some of that stuff.
I know this is a week away, but we're only going to talk to you post-game Saturday. It's really not a question for them. But Aaron, growing up, watching Aaron Rodgers, you'll be on the field with him next week in Green Bay. You know, what do you think that is going to be like for you?
It's going to be cool, man. I don't know what the layout of these, you know, combined practices are, but I'm excited just to kind of watch how he does things. And you know, it's going to be great for us just as an offense to compete against that defense. I know they do some great things, and it's just going to be extra looks for us to just keep learning. So I'm just excited for the learning experiences, not only for the Packers, but for Philly, and then this week against the Giants. I mean, we got some awesome opportunities for us as a team.
Does this week feel different because you have a game at the end of the week? I mean, do you feel any different?
Yeah, I don't know. I wouldn't say different. You know, it is different as far as just like, you know, when you got a real regular season game in college that you're 100% prepping for that. But right now, you know, we don't know what they're going to give us because it's a preseason game. So it's like, how can we just keep getting better ourselves and then also splash some of what they're going to do in there and just execute the right way. So it's a little bit different.
Zach, I was struck the other night at the stadium how kind of hard you were on yourself after that practice or whatever we call it. I'm just wondering, do you think that allows you to be coached hard? Like, does a coach have to worry about hurting your feelings?
No, absolutely not. And, you know, we get thrown up in front of the team for our mistakes all the time, and I think it's just being accountable for understanding. You know, when I hold the ball, I'm holding, you know, all 11 guys on the field at once. You know, they're putting their trust in me to be able to make the right decisions, and so, you know, it's an accountability thing, and I have no problem with that. You know, they understand I'm trying to get better, and they're trying to get better, and, you know, it's good to be hard on ourselves sometimes and just understand it's a process. You know, even after the scrimmage, you know, obviously some plays I want back, but I'm learning a lot. You know, every single play that we made, good or bad, in that scrimmage was awesome for us, and so it was great learning, great to be in the stadium, and I'm excited to keep playing.
What have you seen from Denzel? And you know, he seems to be more involved the last couple of days too. What have you seen from him?
Yeah, he's got that fire right now, man, and he just wants to be great, and he's really just trying to show everybody what he can do, and he's just doing everything he can to just make sure he follows his assignment, gives that full effort. You know, we're going to do what we can to get him the ball.
Through training camp, defensive line has been able to cause some pressure, so there's been times when you have to throw under duress. How much will that help your development, learning how to play under duress when the games come around?
Yeah, it's huge. You know, I think that's what's so awesome about some of these tough looks our defense has given us is that's big for us. You know, even if it's not going to be like that in a game, I'm hoping the hardest looks we get are in practice, you know, just to make it easier in the game. And so it's cool to have to feel how to step through a pocket, move around, and still make throws off balance, falling back, whatever it is. So it's great for us.
You only had 3 interceptions last year, and I think one of them might have been a Hail Mary, if I'm not mistaken. So I'm assuming you consider yourself a low turnover player. Do you think that automatically carries over to the NFL?
I mean, you can't put a thing on it, but of course, being a quarterback, your mindset is how can I be aggressively smart? You know, it's like interceptions are going to happen, but it's like what kind? You know, you're going to just throw, you know, easy interceptions. I mean, you got to make it hard on a defense, and you got to be smart with the ball. You got to understand situations. You got to understand when it's okay to take risk or not. And so, of course, my mindset out here every single day is how can I take care of the ball? And, you know, it's a little bit careless, but I'm learning a lot, and And when game time comes, I understand how important the ball is. I understand how important possessions are in the NFL and to be able to take care of the thing. And so, it's a learning thing, but that's always a huge focus for us. How can we take care of the ball?